All right, so check it. I was recording a new piece of content, the masochist the Master Duel Masochist Challenge. That video should be going up at some point in the next few weeks on when Yu-Gi-Oh videos come out on Saturdays. But for the time being, I was playing again. I was playing during the Duelist Cup, and y'all, this fucking match had me going for a loop, and I wanted to commentate over this for you. So buckle up. This shit's a fucking doozy. So y'all are aware that I am not completely competent with the Sprite Yugioh deck just yet that Chara, my moderator, gave me, but I'm in love with it. We start, by the way, I'm going against Kashtira, by the way, with this trash-ass hand. Like, I am fighting for my fucking life here. We've got 2 Abyss, a Vision, an Angler, and a Call by the Grave. That Call by the Grave is probably my saving grace. You'll see why. Main phase 1, opponent's turn, they top deck over, they set a card, they get a Kashtira preparations, and they end their game set in that. They bricked to the high hell too. If they hadn't bricked, this would have been a wrap. I draw, they shotgun Maxi, but I have the Call by the Grave. I draw the Naramonus off, so I'm like, thank God, because that means now I can use the Vision in hand or equivalent to actually summon the Naramonus, keeping me protected from, hand traps and shit. They activate Kashtira preparations. It's whatever. The Call by the Grave banishes a Maxi. Maxi doesn't resolve. And then we go into my standby. I proceed to summon Abyss. Abyss gets Shadow. Shadow gets Aquamirror, but not before Kashtira Ogre decides to excavate 5 off top and banish one of my cards. That card being the Maxi. I pitch the Vision. Use the Vision as material along with the Aquamirror to summon Naramonus. Naramonus, I now have some pretty good protection. I also am able to special summon the Vision in Graveyard, use it with the Abyss to get Sprund. We're online. We're online, thank God. Sprund activates, sends Angler. Angler grabs the 2 Sunfish, Nimble Sunfish. The Naramonus negates Nibiru. Thank God, because that would have been the end. And Numeris comes back to hand. Nibiru goes back into the deck. Sprund and Sunfish go into Gigantic Sprite. And because I don't have anything else, I have to go into the rank 2 lock. Sprite Blue, Sprite Carrot, summon Sprite Blue, Sunfish to go into Sprite Elf. This is for the purposes of being able to get back the Abyss. Not once per turn, by the way, to get a Grimness. Can't summon the Grimness, but we go to the battle phase. My Gigantic runs over his Ogre. My Elf runs into him for 1400. We go to end phase, and now this is where it picks up. This game had a lot of back and forth. I foolishly shotgun Sprite Carrot in draw phase, sending the Gigantic Sprite, sending that to the graveyard. That I'm not sure if that was a good call. They have the top deck the Monster Reborn, use the Ogre, and I chained Sprite Elf to bring back a blue to get a Jet to hand. I figured no time like the present. They bring back Ogre, Sprite Blues activates, I get the Jet to hand like I said, and they do the 5 card shuffle again. This time banishing a Ash Blossom. I don't think they know how these the Sprite and Gish keyboard cards work, so I don't know why they don't banish those. They use the special summon effect of Kashtira Rise Heart, use it to go into Shangri-La, use the face down card finally to force me to banish cards, activating its effect, which then allows them to go into a Rise Heart. Gross. Now, this was a really, really tight part of the game, and I wasn't completely sure how I was going to take care of this, but somehow I fucking did. Oorah, oorah. They set the second copy of the Equalize the Field trap of Kashtira variants, and I top deck Aqua Mirror Illusion. I'm like, I can do this, but it remains to be seen how it's going to go. So I normal summon Abyss. He lets it go through. I special summon Jet. I get Sprite Starter. He lets that go through. I then go into another copy of Sprite Elf. He then attaches, banished cards, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. I bring back the Sunfish. He puts the Jet underneath him, inadvertently getting it back into rotation. Vision is sacrificed. I use Sprite Starter in sequence to get a red out on the field and the second Neramanus into my hand. Off the effect of Vision. Now because I have Sprite Red, I tribute the Elf, negating the Arise Heart, and because I used a rank 2 Link 2 monster, it's also destroyed. They equalize my field. It doesn't fucking matter. I set the Aqua Mirror Illusion and shotgun that during draw phase. I might have been able to close the game out earlier if I hadn't been so eager here, because this allowed him to get off a Max C, use the Aqua Mirror Illusion, I summoned the Neramanus, and it was just enough. He drew just the right card to hang in there for a little while longer. He pulls in the Birth, allows him to bring back the Unicorn, and at this point, when Unicorn's effect activates, I use Neramanus and spin that shit back into the deck. Good fucking riddance. This back row is going to be a problem, and it extended the game by quite a few turns. I draw an Infinite Impermanence, exactly what I needed, by the way. Use normal summon Grimness and use the red to get to a Herald of Pure Light. I'm like, I need other options. I need cards in hand. I need things to keep this going. So I put the Angler back. I grab the Jet using the Pure Light's effect. I get a Sprite Starter. This allows me to get the last blue in deck, and then allows me to go into a Mannequin Cat. I'm under Link rank level 2 lock here, so I'm not really able to do much. So I set the Infinite Impermanence, hoping that he'll activate a monster effect that I'll be able to negate shit his back row as well. Mannequin Cat's effect activates, allowing me to get the Elf back from grave because Rise Heart is a fire type. I then use the Elf to get the Geesh Key Grimness. I now have material on board. We're back in the fucking game. He top decks the field spell, is not able to use the effect of Rise Heart that gets negated, and even though he was able to add the Unicorn, the Fenrir to hand, I mean to say. I draw Necromere, cannot use it. Cannot use it. I am below 3,000 life points. I would die. I use Herald of Pure Light. I also use Elf, get red onto the field, and then get the Gishki Shadow for Larks because I just couldn't figure out what I wanted. Use the Pure Light and the Grimness to get into a IP Masquerena, thinking this is going to wait for next turn. I was hoping to go into like Avermax, but I couldn't because Sprite Elf was summoned from the graveyard. He's able to summon Fenrir off the back row, off of Burst's effect, and then I bring back the Gigantic Sprite as glorified material. At this point, IP Masquerena gets off. I use his Fenrir and everything except for Red and Cat to go into Underworld Goddess. This was a godsend, allowing me to negate that back row and prevent him from getting special summoning more resources. This is virtually the end of the fucking game. At this point, I had like 30 seconds left, so I was just trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I used Focus Aquamirror to get an extra Grimness onto the field. Normal Summon Shadow because it had the most bulk. Ran over it with Goddess, ran over him with Shadow, ran over him with Red, and binged him with Mannequin Cat for game. This was a tight ass match that I was not... That was just back and forth and back and forth. And honestly, it's kind of rare nowadays that like I'm going to get into a match that has this much back and forth. So this was really, really, really enjoyable. And I loved it a lot. And I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much for watching. If you can like the video, I'd appreciate the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you like me. please consider joining my Discord. I love growing the community, and we host Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments every 2-ish weeks, God forbid. I'd love to have more people. Last Winston Cup, at time of recording, we had to postpone just because there weren't enough folks to coming through. But yeah, thanks a bunch, everybody. I appreciate you lots, and I will catch you guys on the flip. Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video.